This program is brought to you in part by Cedar Ridge Paving and Milling, commercial and residential work. Yes, welcome to Race in Action Today Talk Series. We're here today with a very special guest from the Volunteer Berlin Fire Department, Matt Sturgeon.
How are you?
Matt, how are you? Glad to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
And I wanted to go over a little bit what's going to be happening this weekend, but before I do that, I got to ask you, how did you become a fireman? How did this all happen?
I've wanted to do it for a long time. I grew up across the street from the firehouse and always heard the sirens going off. And one day I walked in and said, where do I sign up?
So you actually grew up across the street.
Yep.
And from when being a little kid, you wanted to be a volunteer fireman.
Yep. I waited too long, but I'm glad I finally did it.
So what'd you do? Just walk in the front door?
Walked in the front door.
And said, I'm here.
I'm here. What do I have to do?
How many years has that been now?
11 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I know the history usually it was in somebody's family, and it was like something that every generation would take over.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, not with me, but maybe going forward.
Yeah.
Because I love it.
Now, one of your duties, which is something I enjoy, is you have your annual car show,
We do.
which I believe is number 11, is it, this
11th year.
The Autorama. I don't know who named that, but probably Jimmy,
That
right?
might be Jimmy, yeah.
But it's something I always enjoy doing, and it's going to be this Saturday.
This Saturday.
The 24th.
24th.
And people could just enter their cars.
Yep.
And the spectators are free, right?
Spectators are free, $10 entry fee for the cars.
The cars, okay.
And all proceeds go to the local veterans, and we're proud to do that every year.
So any money made here with food and all, because you do cook, like hot dogs, hamburgers.
We'll have an ice cream
So
truck
everything money made will go to the vets in town or anywhere?
In town.
In town.
Yeah, we work with the Veterans Commission, and we'll wait till right before the holidays usually, and we'll get together and see what's needed around town.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Now, what's the origination with that? How did that all come about?
Just two great organizations in town. I think just enough guys knew each other, got together, and figured out what the town needed.
And that was it?
That was it. It's
now,
great.
Now, you do have an awards at the car show, right?
We do, yep.
You give out trophies for separate classes, right?
Yep, I believe 3 different classes, and then we do a Chief's Award also. So the fire chief will go around and pick out his favorite one.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah. So that's a long tradition as well, having that, so.
Now, something you have done in the past, I don't know if you're doing it this week, they call it Touch a Truck.
Kids love it.
Tell the people, what's that mean?
Well, Touch a Truck, I mean, we get everything. We'll bring in tractors, fire trucks it started with.
Yeah.
We'll bring in school buses, dump trucks. Kids always go to the school buses for some reason. Could never figure out why, but just having that there and that, little corner of the car show, it seems to bring in a lot of people.
Well, I know kids love it.
They love it, yeah.
And some of the big businesses in town will bring their special trucks.
Yep.
Like the pump truck for concrete.
Concrete truck, yep.
And then they got the flag hanging from
the big heavy wrecker.
Oh my dear!
Yep. Yeah. So they work well with us. We reach out. They say absolutely anything we can do, and it's only going to help their business as well.
Yeah. The other thing I've always enjoyed is part of the auto show. You'll see race cars there too, right?
That's nice. Yep. I believe you probably know more about it than me, but a couple local race teams.
Yeah. So local kids will be there, and
that, they see that and something else to get involved in. They love it. It makes us happy.
Well, of course, we can't. We get the fire trucks are going to be there too.
Fire trucks.
Some of them, right?
Yep.
Some of them.
Yep. We bring we'll have a couple engines and a couple ladder trucks, one flying the flag usually.
Yeah.
And then we reach out to all 4 departments in town to get everybody involved.
You know, that's something I want the viewers to realize, how lucky we are in Berlin to have 4
Absolutely.
volunteer fire departments.
We cover all the grounds.
I mean, it's hard to believe, really.
It is. And not a lot of people realize that either.
No,
That's a good point.
no.
Yeah.
No,
So
we're very fortunate, yeah.
Yeah. So we reach out to them, and we'll have them there, touch a truck, let the kids climb up on them, take pictures, whatever they want. But then they'll also be on standby in case of an
in case of a problem, And one thing I have to say, you never know what's going to happen that day weather-wise.
That's right.
I've been there with the 100 degrees, right?
That's right. We used to do it back in August, and we ended up switching it. It was too hot.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah. It was just
or
too
it could
hot.
be cool.
Or it could be cool and rain. It looks like rain tomorrow, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, that'll be long gone by Saturday.
Yeah, we hope so, you know. And because I have to tell you, I've interviewed people there from all over the state. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They come in for everywhere.
Yeah, we love to hear it. Out of plate, license plates, and it's great to see. Yeah.
Of course, the cars are special. I mean, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Right? I don't know what to look at next.
So great. Yeah.
It's great,
Yeah, I get my favorite spot, right in the beginning there, and just watch them start coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's 10 o'clock, it starts. We start seeing cars pull in there. You've seen it.
Yeah.
8:30, 9 o'clock. The guys just can't wait to get there.
No, they want to set it up and get the car.
Yep.
They got to dust the car off.
Oh, yeah. Pop the hood.
and pop the hood. And
show it off.
And I was very surprised, too, the women that are involved in this thing.
That's great.
I mean, it's part of their thing, They're showing that cars. Oh, that's my husband's car, but I like it.
Take pride in it. Yep.
Yeah, it's special.
Very good.
Now tell me, the food this year. What is going to be the food we're going to have there?
We do. We'll do donuts in the morning. We usually bring in Neil's Donuts. That's just kind of our morning. We'll have donuts and coffee.
Yep.
That'll be available. And then, as soon as the first person wants something, hot dogs, hamburgers, we'll have it right there.
Yeah.
And then we'll have an ice cream truck. She's from town.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Rock and roll ice cream truck. So she'll be there. We've talked to her. And she takes in what she does, but then she also gives back to us to give to the veterans. So it all works out.
Yeah, well, it's all about the vets,
It is.
Yep. And everyone who's there wants to be there.
Exactly.
I do find that, it's no accident that this thing is always a success.
It is. Yep.
But year to year, you just don't know what to expect. I can tell you.
Yeah, I know. It's been much better since we moved it to Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
It just kicks off the weekend right, and then we have the parade on Monday. So it's just a nice weekend for the town.
Well, that's right too. I always forget about the parade.
Yeah. So we stay busy. So Friday night we'll do a work party to get ready for Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll do a work party, cleaning all the trucks, shining them up nice for the parade for Monday.
Yeah.
So we got a busy weekend.
Yeah.
But we all love to do it, so.
The kids love the parade, marching in the parade.
I
The
march,
Little
it's
League
fun.
kids and the can they're throwing.
Oh, yeah. It seems like at least half the town's walking down down Main Street. It's great.
So you get a chance to see some people, and there's always a great guest speaker. A veteran.
Yeah, a veteran.
And
Yeah,
which makes it nice.
Right at that Veterans Park outside Stop and Shop there.
Yeah.
And they have that new memorial. Have you seen that? The
Yes.
Gold Star
Yeah.
families. That's
Yeah,
amazing that we
beautiful,
have
I'll
that.
tell you.
So yeah,
Beautiful,
it's really nice.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of hobbled. I don't get around like I used to, but even the people mover now is not fun to get in and out of,
Yeah, we'll take care of you at the car show. You don't have to worry about that.
The car
But that
show,
is-
you guys take care of me, believe me.
Yeah, and also back to the people movers at the car show. That's a nice.
Oh yes,
so
yes,
for parking for
in the parking lot.
spectators, yep.
Yes, yes.
So if you could walk, and it's not far, you could see it. But we also have the Lions Club helps us out with that,
Yeah.
and they're happy to do that. And they'll it's like a wagon ride basically.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we had the Lions Club, which I am a member. We had the event for the visual impaired kids.
Oh yeah.
It was so special.
Really? Where was that?
At the pond there. Fishing tournament.
That's right. The derby.
Fishing with the kids that can't see. Oh, my dear. Oh, boy. It's hard to believe when you watch them in action and how much they enjoy it,
you know. That's amazing.
It's so special.
Wow.
And that I'll tell you. My favorite event of the year, without any doubt.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, we have fun there. And, being a Lion, I wish I could be a little more active than I am, but hey, you know what? I do the best I can.
Yeah, you do what you can, and yeah.
It's like you guys. I mean, when you're gonna do this show, I'm sure this thing takes planning. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot of planning, a lot of paperwork.
I mean, when do you start get going on this thing for the
February?
About February, yeah.
About February. Yeah, a lot of paperwork, just, getting everything in order with the town and the rentals.
Now, does the town charge you a fee?
They don't, no. They waive the fees.
They waive the fees.
And that's the reason why we start a couple months ago. Everything goes through council, and we get some fees waived. And we have officers there, and they enjoy being there too. So it's a shift that seems like they're always, willing to pick up. So,
I mean, everything takes planning. It's not easy,
Right.
Nothing happens automatically.
Yeah, I see that now more than ever.
and of course, you now being in charge of the thing.
Is that what he told you?
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, so when I started, this is the 11th annual, and I've been a member 11 years, so it would have been my first year. So at that point, Jim Simons, Al, those guys were, hard into it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll help, whatever you need. And one thing led to another, and here we are.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I enjoy it.
I wish we had numbers from last year because it had to be outstanding.
I want to say it was in
people. Oh, my dear.
Number of people, I'm not sure, but I think we were around. I mean, I think that lot we were talking about, it was full.
Oh, the lot was full. Oh, yeah.
I think we were around 260 cars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and we've got that near the touch of truck. We like to add, we'll fill it in as much as we can. So, we're hoping to do the same again this year.
Well, I hope so. And one way or another, we're certainly going to have a good time. I'll tell you.
And see a lot of nice cars.
A lot of nice cars. Meet a lot of different people.
Yeah, talk to everybody. That's one of the best parts about it.
Yeah, it's camaraderie at its peak.
Sure is.
You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you a question. With the fire department, what other events do you do for charity?
We try to do stuff throughout the year. One of our bigger ones is at the Berlin Fair, which is coming up in September.
Now, do you have a food booth in
We
the Berlin?
have the Freedom French fries.
Oh, brother. I shouldn't have asked that question.
And that's been going on for a long, long time.
Because that's my first stop.
Yep, that's what most people say.
Hard to believe.
They're
first stop. Oh, I gotta have the French fries.
Gotta have the French fries, and that's what everybody says. They look forward to it. I look forward to it. I wish we did it more weekends a year. That's one of the best weekends of the year.
Oh yeah.
And
I have to admit, the fair is special. It really is.
Yeah, I'm from town. I grew up here, and there's nothing like the Berlin Fair.
And I have to give the Lions a lot of credit too, because they keep building it bigger and bigger.
Yep.
The cattle barn today is maybe
beautiful.
10 times what it was.
Yeah, that was new last year. It seems like every year they're adding buildings and updating, and
I mean,
big bands,
the pavilion,
music.
and I mean, really, it's getting better and better.
It really is. Yep.
Go karts, the kids racing around. Oh my dear.
Tractor pulls and truck pulls. They do a really good job, and look forward to that every year.
So you do the French fries there, right?
Right.
Any other things you do for charity during the year?
Well, our Jeep show, which we were talking about
Yeah.
a little earlier, seems like this year we're going to put it on hold. Just a busy time of year, I guess. We got to figure out a better angle at that because it seemed to be a big hit. I know you attended, right?
I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it was. I met some interesting people there.
And you got them from all over the place
Yeah,
too.
all
for that,
over
right?
the place. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard stories coming from out of state, and they do like a whole loop around Connecticut.
Yes.
And, yeah, that's fun.
I had never knew the following that these Jeeps have.
Me either.
I had no.
It's like they drive through a town and just pick up more Jeeps on the way.
Oh my God! I can't believe the following they have.
And you said you have a Jeep, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have a Wrangler. My wife calls it my toy.
Yep, that's your toy.
But hey, you know what?
Well, you can bring it to the car show.
That's it. I did one year. Beside the Jeep, I brought. There's a motorcycle that we had built to race. Of course, I can't drive it, but an old Honda CB350.
Nice.
I had both of them there at the show one year. It was fun. It was really fun.
That's great. Yeah, that's back to the car show. I mean, the different, just everything you see there, from the new cars to the really old cars and everything in between.
The variety. Is special.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. And we see a lot of the same ones, even if they are from out of state and they come down. We see them year after year.
You see Model Ts.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then
like
you
to
see brand new Corvettes.
Yeah. That's for sure, and everything in between.
That's right. So it's a good thing. Now, the other thing I want to get into a little bit, Matt. Let's say people who are on the outside are interested to become a volunteer fire department person. What's the procedure?
Talk to me.
So they have to give you a call?
No, they could. They could show up anytime. If they see a car there, they can knock on the door. As simple as that.
Just go right to the place.
Yep, if they want to, or at the town website. All the information's right there on the homepage.
Now there is 4 though.
There's 4 departments.
So people will probably tend to want to be, if they're from town, in the area that fire department serves.
Absolutely.
There's East Berlin, right?
Yeah, East Berlin.
Kensington,
Berlin, and South Kensington.
Yeah.
So if you live out in South Kensington, yeah, of course you might
So just go right to that station then.
Yep. If you see somebody there, absolutely stop in and talk to them. That's a good place to start.
So
that's what I did.
Okay, there's the start. Now, do they have to spend any time with education?
Yep.
When it comes to doing this.
Yep. So we'll go through the formal process with the fire administrator's office. Once you fill out your application, and they'll do your background check, and once you're ready to go, you'll get your physical done.
Yeah.
And then you could start going to the firehouse, talk to your chief, and then we'll set up a schedule and a plan going forward.
Now, do they have outside like schooling they need to do?
Nothing that needs to be done prior to joining.
Okay.
So you could be in there. You could start coming on Monday nights. All 4 departments, we train every Monday night around the calendar throughout the year.
I have to ask you something. The other day, or about a week or so, I go by. There's a school bus on its side.
Yeah, I said that wasn't a good look driving down the turnpike.
In the parking lot.
Yeah.
I said, what is that doing there?
I think it's still there. It needs to go. So we had that was donated to us. All the fluids were emptied out of it, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were using that for training.
For training.
For extrication,
evacuation.
Evacuation,
Oh,
doing
wow.
medical, figuring out how the seats
Yeah.
are bolted, and just familiarizing ourselves with it, just in
Now,
case.
did they ever start stuff on fire?
Not in the bus, but we do.
No, but I'm saying, how would that work? You would go to a remote area, or how does that work?
For what?
Fire, physical fire.
Training?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. We actually use Cromwell and Newington, and that we have training towers there.
Yeah.
And I think we make a small donation when we use theirs, but they have a full 2-story building that we use over there.
Because you want somebody to get used to
Oh, yeah.
What's it like when
Exactly.
the action starts?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, once you join the department and you start going on Monday nights and getting used to things, we will set you up and you will go to fire school eventually.
I know.
Yeah.
The other thing I see now and then is I see you spraying water in the pond.
Yeah.
What is that all
fun.
about?
Well, sometimes
Just changing the water, or
nope.
or is that a training too?
That's training as well. Not all of the town has fire hydrants.
Ooh, wow.
So we rely on ponds,
Yeah.
swimming pools if we have to.
Yeah, yeah.
But, so that's a big drill that we do every year because we need to. There's a lot of houses
every now
out here.
and then I said, what are they doing? I see,
We suck it out, but we put it right back in.
yeah, they're shooting water across.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's good training right there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you have to learn somewhere.
Yep.
You know.
And we train and we got ponds, we have woods, we had the big brush fire this past fall.
Well,
so.
that's something I was just going to get into.
Yeah.
You know, we had this famous fire at Mount Lamentation that had to be taxing to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably were involved physically yourself. I mean, how bad was that thing anyway?
Well, we responded like we would to every other call when it initially came in, and it was windy that night, so
it was
we tried to stop it.
Originally it was like a brush fire.
It came in as just a brush fire on the mountain. I think it was 4, 5, 6 acres, something like that.
Yeah.
And we went up. It was just in a real remote area, tough to get to. And by that time, it was midnight.
You know, when I was younger, I spent a lot of time up there.
Yeah.
I used to go in by Chet Haber's house.
Yep.
That's all blocked now.
I know. I don't know what they did there.
I can't figure that out.
Because I thought that was that? That was a trailhead, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I've been meaning to ask somebody about that. There are other places, but that was the spot to park.
Yeah.
To get in.
Yeah, we used
from
to
the
go
bottom.
in. You know, there's a guy I miss him.
Oh, I know. Every time I drive by his house,
You know, he was such a great guy.
We have a nice little memorial upstairs in our training room of him and his brother. So.
Well, he was special, you know.
And they did a lot, not only for Berlin Fire Service, but Connecticut Fire Service.
Connecticut, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, but that fire, I'm telling you, it took a while to get out.
Took a while. It was a good 2 weeks. We hadn't had rain in that 2 weeks. And then the state was out there cleaning up and everything for another 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and we learned just so much on that from command structure.
You had to.
Everything.
But the rough terrain.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
I mean, we're not talking about just just to get into the action was a chore, right?
That was the hard part for sure. And obviously we had a bad day out there with a line of duty death, so that made it a lot tougher for sure.
I know, it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, terrible.
I have to say though, the organizations in town stepped up. They tried feeding you and whatever they could do.
Everything. I've never seen anything like it. It wasn't even just town. It was from, well, not only the food and the water, the resources that were brought in, but other fire departments from as far away as I could think of that came to help us.
Support all the way.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know.
It's nice to see. We would do the same, obviously.
Well, I could remember going to the car show and finding out somebody was off in California fighting what do you call?
Yeah, wildfire.
A wildfire from town.
Yep.
I think it's Scarola he was, right?
Yep, Rich Scarola. Yeah. And now there's actually, he's like a crew leader on that for the state, but there's a couple other guys that have came in underneath him that are getting involved.
I had no idea this was a common thing.
Yeah, it's great. They love it.
Oh, my dear, you have to do something like that.
Sure do.
Oh, my God.
Because ours, 140 acres.
Yeah.
They do a couple thousand acres each time.
Oh, my God.
But no, that was a big deal in town, and everybody stepped up for that.
Yeah.
The amount of food that was out there and everything we needed was there.
Well, support, really. That's why I go back to how lucky we are. 4 fire departments in our town.
Yeah.
That's so we are just gifted.
And we're always looking for members. always in the volunteer
that's why
service.
I brought up, how do you become a member?
Right.
And they're a good organization to become a member.
And we have good groups. You know, you hear of towns that are hurting, you know, everybody's hurting for members, but I could say we're in pretty good shape at the moment.
Good shape.
So that's nice.
That's great.
You know, the coverage is there.
So what time are we starting Saturday morning?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And
I'll be there.
We'll see cars before that, I'm sure. We'll be out there.
I got to have my coffee and donut.
Yep,
and
coffee will be there.
And then we're going to be rip roaring, I'll tell you.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Yeah,
I know you guys do a good job every year, and it's going to be special.
Yeah.
And another thing, as time goes by here, when you're having fun, time flies, buddy.
It does.
So we're going to have to call it a day for tonight. But I will see you Saturday morning.
I can't wait. Appreciate you having me.
And I can't wait to see what's going to happen there that day. And we'll have to talk about doing some future things, too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we need to have a line dance show or something.
We're always looking for fundraisers.
Okay.
That sounds good.
I want to thank everyone for viewing. And, of course, I want to thank you, Matt.
Thanks for being
here. And line dancing with the Cowboys.
I'll let Jimmy know.
Okay. All right, you got it. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. We always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, hoy, hoy, hoy!